Daredevil issue 21 sees Daredevil asked by reporters what happened in Hell's Kitchen and if he really is turning himself in for murder. Wilson Fisk says that he doesn't know the hero's motives, only when a mask is worn, people become animals, and he wasn't fighting alongside Daredevil, he was fighting for their city. He calls Daredevil a murderer as Matt knows Daredevil represents something bigger than him and Daredevil needs to be bigger. Fisk tells the police to arrest Daredevil, but the cops don't know what to do, with Cole North saying that the hero saved lives, telling the officers to arrest Owlsley. Leland says that he only protected himself in the superhero war zone, but Cole says that it was for the kidnapping of Belle Libris. But the villain knows nothing of that, and the cop has no proof. Izzy Libris soon arrives, saying the owl murdered her son, asking if he knows how to kill an owl, saying you poison their prey. She reveals that since she knew her son would go to him and probably be killed, she placed a recorder in the lining of his jacket and sent the cops to his home where her dead son is. Matt cannot believe that Izzy let her son die just to eliminate Owlsley, knowing Mindy must be so distraught. Cole meanwhile refuses to let the cops take Daredevil, but the hero reassures him it's okay since he's turning himself in. Reluctantly, Cole cuffs Daredevil as Fisk is asked if this changes his administration's policy on costume vigilantes, but Wesley takes the questions for his boss as they leave, knowing Fisk needs to be seen in office as the mayor right now. But Wesley knows the initial reactions to what is now being called the Battle of Hell's Kitchen are very favourable and he's being hailed a hero. Soon Wesley's phone rings and it's the Stormwinds, who know that this will do wonders for Fisk's re-election campaign. The brother and sister reveal that they also know Wilson is responsible for the nun that was reported at the battle, but Fisk hangs up the phone. Matt meanwhile is taken to the station by Cole, who wonders if Daredevil wanted him so he could escape from custody, but Matt reassures him that he really is doing this and wants Cole to be the one to bring him to justice, since he was right to go after him for as long as he did, since he should face the consequences for what he has done. Matt tells Cole that he wears a mask since it makes it easy to pretend he's above it all, but he isn't, and neither is Cole, who knows right from wrong, and he wishes what Daredevil did wasn't wrong. Cole knows that they will destroy Daredevil as suddenly the cop car is cut off by a car driven by Foggy, who despite Cole pointing a gun at him says that he's there to talk to Daredevil. Cole gives him 2 minutes, so Foggy asks Matt what he is doing, since if he turns himself in, Matt Murdock will go to prison but Daredevil won't. Matt refuses to talk to his friend, but Foggy says that he has a better way of doing this. At the courthouse, District Attorney Ben Hochberg is told that Rhino, Stiltman and Crossbones are all in custody and Daredevil is awaiting processing. Ben wonders if anyone has talked yet, or are they going to have to go after the property damage angle, but his assistant says that people died, so no one knows who is doing the killing. As Ben decides what to do, Cole and Foggy arrive, meeting with the DA and telling them that their client is Daredevil. Matt meanwhile heads home, knowing that he will turn himself in after Foggy's meeting. As he enters his apartment, he senses someone is there, and that someone is Spider-Man, who says that he is there to take Matt in. Matt begins getting undressed, catching Spider-Man off guard as he tells him that he saved Hell's Kitchen again, and Peter is too late since he's turning himself in. As he dresses, Peter tells him to stop since he told him to stop being Daredevil and he still can help people, just not in a costume. As Matt finishes putting his costume on, he says that he's turning himself in and Spider-Man isn't his moral authority, since he's put as many people as he has in hospital and he doesn't see him getting fingerprinted. He tells Peter to get out of his home before he calls the cops, and Matt feels Peter getting ready to do something, but he's prepared, saying Spider-Man broke into his home, making him a criminal. Peter calls him a real piece of work, promising to be back if Daredevil is lying to him. Matt is relieved as Spider-Man leaves since he didn't have much fight left in him. His phone soon rings and Foggy tells him that they went for the deal, so he will meet them at the courthouse. Daredevil heads to the rooftops, saying that if this is how it ends on his own terms, as God and himself intended. At the courthouse, people have gathered to protest in the name of Wilson Fisk. Foggy knows that half of them have probably been paid by Fisk as Daredevil arrives, causing the crowd to yell at him, but he tells Cole that it doesn't matter since it's just white noise to him. Daredevil heads into security, giving up his batons as he's patted down, told by the security guard that he does security every day and thinks about all the people who see his face and read his badge, making him think of his family as well. He knows it would be easier to wear a mask to conceal all that, but he knows he isn't a coward like Daredevil is. The hero goes to meet Ben, who who insists on meeting him on his own. Daredevil meets with him, telling him that he doesn't want to hear what the hero has to say, revealing that Foggy has come up with quite the idea. Ben says that since the Supreme Court says that superheroes are allowed to appear in court as witnesses, Foggy posits that Daredevil's hero identity is his legal identity since it's registered in the system and he should be charged as such to protect his loved ones. Matt understands that they want to try him in his mask, but Ben wants to know who the man is under it, telling Matt that he won't let the system know since he knows it can be abused, but he wants to know who the officers will be prosecuting. Without saying a word, Matt removes his mask, revealing to his former boss who Daredevil is. Ben slaps Matt across the face, saying that he worked for this office. Matt apologizes, saying that if anyone found out this case and everyone he's ever touched would be overturned and dozens of truly terrible people will be let out onto the streets. Ben tells him to put his mask back on since a deal is a deal, calling his security in and telling them to arrest the murderer Daredevil. Daredevil issue 21 was yet another amazing issue from Chip Zdarsky that perfectly capped off the whole Battle of Hell's Kitchen storyline and begun a new, even more exciting plot. I thoroughly enjoyed Matt and Cole's time together this issue, and I loved the slight role reversal as well, with Cole doubting if he should take the hero in after spending his whole time since his debut gunning to bring Daredevil down, and now Matt being the one to tell him to do it. Matt also revealing himself to his old boss was really well done, and I love the man's first response was to just slap the shit out of him. I thought that was really great and a real human-like moment. The idea of him getting tried in his mask is cool as well, and I wouldn't mind seeing a storyline of Matt having to navigate through a prison filled with people that both he as Matt Murdock and Daredevil put there, so it'd be really fun to see that sort of play out, like a Supermax sort of storyline. That would be really cool. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.